figure this out. Stand tight, everyone. I wanted to record this in case somebody can't make it. Right, it's 1:30 p.m. We're recording this media briefing so that if someone can't make it, we do have these notes to send to everyone. I'm Deb Clark, the Director of Marketing and Communications for the City of Winston-Salem. This is a follow-up for winter weather Fern and the upcoming winter weather that is predicted for the upcoming weekend. We have with us Keith Huff, who is our Director of Field Operations, August Vernon, who is our Emergency Management Director, Assistant Chief Andrew Gray with the City of Winston-Salem Fire Department. And if we have a representative on from the Winston-Salem Police Department, we'll invite them to speak as well. So first, again, this meeting is being recorded. We'd like to thank everyone for attending this afternoon. One of our main messages for residents in the City of Winston-Salem is please be patient. We are working diligently to address the issues with the ice that we received in the last storm. We received about 3 inches of ice. Keith Huff and the field operations team are working diligently on that and preparing for the upcoming winter storm. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Keith Huff, who is our field operations director, to update us on the streets and the level of service that he's provided and will be providing for this upcoming storm. Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, Deb. Again, my name is Keith Huff, City of Winston-Salem Field Operations Department. With regard to where we're at right now, let's talk about what we're doing to still address the storm event from the precipitation that fell last week versus the prep work that we're doing for the pending weather this evening into tomorrow. So right now, crews are still in collector routes, but collector routes are progressing nicely. We're approximately 65% through the collector routes, major routes obviously being done first. And those crews will still work in those particular routes until they're completed. And when collector routes are done, then we will move on to our residential routes. Also, we have basically 4 brine trucks that are moving through the city from east to west. They are brining majors, they are brining bridges and overpasses, and then critical care routes. That's preemptive to the weather, obviously, that we're going to get this evening into tomorrow. What we're going to do as far as the snowfall, when it starts, those crews will shift when we have what is a push snow event. That's 2 inches of accumulated snow. When we get to that point, those crews will shift from their current assignment, whatever it is, back to those majors. And then we will follow our normal hierarchy until we're complete. One nuance that we have is with the Central Business District. Typically speaking, we brine the Central Business District because there's no real good place to put the snow. But due to the accumulation from the past event and this current event being bookended together, we're going to do a little pushing north and south and east and west on the Central Business District. So that's kind of how we're attacking this event, making the progress, not stopping what we're doing in those routes that we're currently in until we get a push snow event for the upcoming precipitation. So thank you.
Thank you, Keith. We have August Vernon, our Emergency Management Director, for his update. Thank you, August.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. August Vernon, Director of the Winston-Salem and Forsyth County Office of Emergency Management. My first message will be the same one it's been for almost 10 days now. Let's please look out for our community, our friends, our family, and our neighbors. And that's really one of the best ways you can be prepared for whatever inclement weather is coming and be able to help each other out when the inclement weather arrives. One personal note I'd like to put out there that we've also been saying, I've driven a couple different parts of the city and county this morning and every day this week, is please slow down and be patient when driving. Provide yourself plenty of stopping distance. Even with a 4x4 vehicle, there are some challenging locations, and having a four-wheel drive vehicle doesn't prevent you from having an accident. So again, just please slow down, take your time, and be patient. So what have we been doing? City and county officials, along with our local, regional, and state partners, continue to, one, respond to the current weather event and prepare for the next round of inclement weather. What that means for the Office of Emergency Management, today is day 9 of the snow response. We continue what is called our battle rhythm of coordination calls and meetings. And we will continue those coordination calls and meetings. We are managing responses to any major issues that come up. We will be staffing our operations center, and we'll be monitoring the winter weather event, which is our normal operating procedure for these type of events. Officials will continue our daily briefings and meetings with all our local, state, and public safety partners until this event ends. And again, that's normal operations for us. As I stated before, with this first round of sleet and snow, one of the best plans to maybe have for an event like this, if you don't need to go out, is just to batten down the hatches, hunker down, and shelter in place until this event passes. If you need to travel, try to complete that before the larger bands of snow arrive. Once the event begins, your safest option is just stay off the road so that we can keep the road safe for our responders and our DOT workers and others. Also, another item we've spoken about is please use trusted sources of information. Continuing to see some very inaccurate posts and messages, one about the forecast and two about the response to these events. As always in emergency management, we'll remind everyone, and you still have some time to prepare, is try to have your basics such as your emergency supply kit, water, non-perishable, easy to prepare food. If we have issues with cell phones that we're all very reliable on, there are AM and FM radios and a NOAA weather radio that is available. Have first aid kit. Make sure you have extra medications, and always conduct extra planning if you have infants, elderly family members, and those with special needs. And I want to talk a little bit about information. Winston-Salem and Forsyth County both continue to post updates on their websites and social media pages, and Deb can certainly expand on that for the city. To report non-emergency city-related issues to the city, you can call CityLink at 311. Also, there is North Carolina 211, and I apologize, losing my voice. 211 is a free, confidential, multilingual health and human services information and referral system, and that is available 24 hours a day in all North Carolina counties. For additional information from our office, please see Ready Forsyth, and that is for Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, and all the municipalities. And there you can get a lot more accurate preparedness information and find some social media updates. Also, an excellent resource that we even use in our Ops Center is called readync.gov, and that will provide you updates on state road conditions, power outages, and other information. So I will close out again with a message of let's look out for our community, our friends, our family, and neighbors, and let's all check on each other. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you, August. We have with us today the Winston-Salem Fire Department Assistant Chief, Andrew Gray. Chief, you started and you mentioned something earlier that I'm sure most people are going to ask. So if you could give us not only an update on what the fire department's doing, but the resources that are coming in to help if we need them. Thank you, Chief.
Absolutely. Thank you, Deb. So I'll start with just our preparation has not changed since the beginning of all the winter weather since last week. We have upstaffed companies. We've got what we call squads, but they are quick response vehicles that handle the down power lines, trees down. They're handling our lift assist calls and most medical calls, so we can keep these heavy apparatus off these roads that still have ice conditions on them. That is shown to be very beneficial for us. We're going to run that through Monday. Also, I mentioned earlier, we do have the National Guard coming back in to help us, and that is just to help us get to hard to reach locations. Fortunately, we did not need their assistance any last week, but they will be coming back about 5 o'clock this afternoon to help us ride out this weekend storm. And just a couple of fire safety tips that we'll continue to share is, make sure that you have any combustible materials at least 3 feet away from any of your heat sources. For those who use wood as a heat source for fireplaces and whatnot, make sure that they are storing those ashes in a metal container with a lid as far away from the residents as possible. And just reiterate everything August said, just take care of one another. And if you see something, report it, and we'll be there to help out. And we do have extra staff on hand for the clash that's still going on Sunday. So we will have firefighters spread throughout the city helping navigate all our adventures this weekend.
Thank you, Chief. Also, could you speak a little bit about pools, creeks, ponds, and lakes and the ice that may be present on top of those and what people need to do, not only for themselves, but for their pets?
Absolutely, and I appreciate you bringing that up because we faced many incidents last year where people think the ice is thick enough to hold the weight of just teenagers or above, and it is not. We've even seen some sledding accidents already this week in the county where we were asked to respond and assist. Just the best advice is to stay away from any body of water right now. If you get on it, more than likely you will fall through, and then it becomes minutes before hypothermia sets in. And depending on how the roads are, it just can be a prolonged response to get any resources there to help you. So please stay off the ice.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate you updating us on that as well. That seems like a pretty big danger for those bodies of water. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. We have Assistant Chief Jack Swain with the Winston-Salem Police Department. So, Chief, if you'll give us a quick update on what police are doing for recovering from the last storm and preparing for the upcoming weather this weekend. Thank you.
Hey everyone, again, I'm Jake Swain, Assistant Chief, Winston-Salem Police Department. So Police Department, again, 24/7, 365, we'll be here, just like all the tips the fire department mentioned. But we're still seeing some traffic crashes related to some icy roads. So we will still encourage people to not travel unless it's essential, especially with more weather coming in. Just be safe on the roadways, but police will be here. If you call 911, we're coming. If you call a non-emergency number, we're coming. So your Winston-Salem Police Department will be here and available to help the community any way we can.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that update. Just a few other things. We have some solid waste collection updates. We were asking individuals if they've placed their recycling cart or their trash bin at the curb to please put those back in a safe location. That will ensure that the trucks that are plowing can go curb to curb, and we don't damage the plow trucks or the salt trucks or the collection bins themselves. Winston-Salem Transit Authority, they will be operating. We have Jeff Fansler who can give us an update on that. Jeff, if you would mind just giving us just a really quick synopsis of what you guys are doing. Can't hear you, Jeff. while Jeff is checking out his microphone, I will say that the WISTA rides will be free. They will not be charging a fee. The operating hours for that will be listed on our social media accounts and on our website. We still have the spring page on our website that takes you to an inclement weather page. So all of these updates will be on there. The marketing and communications team, we will be providing updates to the media every afternoon. I try to make sure that whatever we figure out has happened during the day that you know. So we're sending updates every afternoon. Our social media accounts on X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they're all being updated in real time. We have social media coordinator working on that so that we have the latest updates to the community. And I suggest that you monitor those as well. Do we have any more comments from our city staff? All right, hearing none, if you'll put some questions in the chat, we'll try to get to those and answer those as quickly as possible. So if you can put those questions in the chat, thank you very much.
Hey, Deborah, it's Gretchen Stinger with Fox 8 News. I'm currently in the car driving right now. So
Okay.
if I could just ask my question verbally, that'd be great. I have a few questions, actually. If somebody gets stuck, I actually came across somebody who got stuck in the snow the other day. Who should they call? What should they do? Because he was really stuck, and I just told him to call the non-emergency line. Is that a good call?
Chief Swaim, would you like to take that one, or Chief Gray?
Hey, this is Assistant Chief Swaim. So you can call the non-emergency number, and we have had several people that have gotten stuck, but the best course of action would be to call a tow truck because some of these, because of the ice, the last thing we want is an officer or even a citizen getting injured. We have been out on a few assist motorists is what we label that. And with the icy roads, we've had a few cars because traffic did not stop, including our police cars that would slide down the ice. So, of course, we don't want anyone stranded. We can try to get to that motorist and give them a ride or transportation, so they can call the non-emergency number, but also encourage them to call a tow truck to be able to tow them out because we don't have any capabilities to tow or use our vehicles to push the car out of the roadway.
Thank you, Chief. We have a question in the chat from John Dean with the Journal. Could some snow actually make some of the icier roads more navigable? Keith, would you take that one, please?
Yeah, everybody's seen this, tried to drive on the roads, the icy conditions, especially when it melts a little bit during the day and then refreezes. There's no traction to it. So on flat surfaces and stuff like that, I think the snow adds traction in some cases or in a lot of cases. So yeah, generally speaking, yes, it could make things better as far as the travelable aspect of it.
Thank you, Keith. We've got Gretchen and Marcel typing in the chat, so once I get those questions, we'll ask. You're welcome, John.
Deb, can I throw real quick and answer to an earlier question? Again, the National Weather Service does not name storms, winter weather storms, but the first storm was labeled Fern, and the second one I've just discovered is Gianna. And so those aren't official terms, but those names sure do take on a life of their own. So it is the first storm is Fern, and the second one is Gianna, which we are prepping for.
And Gianna is Gianna, correct?
Two N's.
Two N's. Gianna.
I might not be saying it correctly. That is my my interpretation.
Okay, this is from Gretchen Stenger. The city is getting a lot of criticism as people compare Winston roads to Greensboro roads. Can you help me explain to my viewers how the cities are different? August, I know we've had this conversation.
let me in there. All right. Yeah, I'd like to answer that and others could follow up. So anytime an event like this happens, we're in constant communication with all the communities around us. We talk to all the other emergency managers in all the counties around us and state emergency management and others. Every jurisdiction and county in the triad is struggling right now. And not to say cities or county names, but in some of these other jurisdictions, people are reporting it's terrible here, but they're doing a better job in Winston-Salem. In Winston-Salem, some are saying it's terrible in other places, and it's better there than it is here. So I can tell you that obviously there's good spots in other places, and there's some good spots here. But overall, most of the jurisdictions in the triad, maybe even the entire Piedmont, are all having challenges with what happened. And it's important to note, with winter weather events, we very rarely have gotten over, in some areas, 2 inches of sleet, which is just basically just turned into ice. So I think that's one of the other challenges here. And I'll let others answer, but I just wanted to kind of give everyone that 10,000-foot view. Every jurisdiction is having some challenges with this event.
Great. And Keith, I know that your team has been out working diligently to clear major roads, critical care paths in front of the hospitals, dialysis, and then the collector roads. But the way you explain it to me is that the salt becomes ineffective at 20 degrees Fahrenheit and lower. Could you give us a little more information on that, please?
Yeah, that's correct, Deb. As everybody's aware, we've had single-digit temperatures this past week, and the window for when this precipitation, now ice, is workable is very narrow during the day. And like you mentioned, sodium chloride brine and road salt typically lose their effectiveness at 20 degrees. And everybody's seen that we've been well below that during the lows for this past week. So that hinders operations, but we've also had that short window where this stuff locks up when it gets to those low temperatures at dusk and in the evening. So that's the reasons why the operation is slow going. Ice and then very cold temperatures.
Great. We have one question for you, Keith, from Marcel Francis. Is there anything being done to clear the roads, specifically in the West End neighborhood? Also, how does clearing residential roads that are flat compare to roads in hilly neighborhoods?
Well, what's been done for West End? So again, we're trying to follow our progression where we're clearing the majors, we're clearing the collectors, then moving into the residential areas. Obviously, West End is a residential area, but we have been in West End to help PD, EMS, and fire clear accidents. West End obviously is not a flat area. Some of those roads are 6% slope. And when you have cars parked on either side of the road, some disabled, some folks that are just parked there, and then the road is a solid sheet of ice, obviously that is more difficult to navigate than a flat road. So no doubt that West End will be challenging to clear once we truly get into those roads. And hopefully we can get some help from Mother Nature, get some sun on those roads, soften that ice up so it's workable. That's the hope with us.
Thank you, Keith. Okay, we have time for about one more question. If anybody has one more question, if you'll put it in the chat, we'll be happy to answer it. If not, if you have questions that they come to you later on that you may have for the City of Winston-Salem staff, please send those directly to me. We'll see if we can find the answers for you. It may not be quickly because we have a lot of conversation going on, as you can imagine, but we will get to your questions and we will answer them as quickly as time allots. So I think Gretchen was going to put another question in the chat. Give us one more minute, team. Okay, Gretchen Stinger has one more question. It's what's the biggest concern heading into this weekend? August, you want to take it first and then Keith?
Always have a lot of concerns, but I think maybe just the potential for getting the snow on top of what we already have, which will just continue to compound that problem. And obviously some bitterly cold, potential conditions that could go into next week. The next week could be very similar to this week. The storm will pass, and this may be a quick event. In 24 hours, it's over. But again, it could take days to recover from what occurs. And as always, just want people to be safe.
Thank you, August. Mr. Huff?
Yeah, I echo what August said. He's spot on. Specifically to our operations, we're concerned about getting to our residential customers. We want to expedite this operation as fast as we have the resources to do so we can get to them and open up those roads and get them passable again. Obviously, bookending storms is not what we wanted, not what we dialed up, but that's what Mother Nature dealt us. And our worry is just getting to them as fast as we have the ability to.
And she had one follow-up, which is, how are your crews doing, Keith? I'm sure they are tired.
Yes. They are tired, but they are determined. They're going to continue on, and we're going to get through this. It might take a bit. The plea again is to be patient with us, but we're gonna get through this.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for attending this winter weather media briefing. Again, we will be providing updates as we know more and as the storm progresses into the weekend and the following week. I encourage you all, please, to stay safe if you're out driving in this weather. Take care, everyone. Thank you, team.